Hey folks, Pro Libertate, thank you again for watching. Today's video could be entitled Woman Executed by Person in Government Issued Costume. That's really what happens here. This came out today. This is similar to my last video where a person is just shot through a window in their home for having the erroneous idea in their head that it's okay to be armed in your own home. That's not okay if people in government-issued costumes descend upon your home and they look in your window with a flashlight and they get scared because they see you in your house with a gun. If they get scared, they can just kill you. This person was just executed in their house. What did they do wrong? They had the erroneous assumption. They were under the erroneous assumption that it was okay to be armed while in your own home. That's not the case. Somebody with a government-issued costume shows up and they get scared and they can just shoot you through a window. Apparently this is perfectly okay. A woman fatally shot inside her home by Fort Worth officer. Fort Worth, Texas. A Fort Worth Police Department officer fatally shot a woman who was inside her home early Saturday morning. This incident began before 2:30 a.m. when police got a call about a home's front door being open at the 1200 block of East Allen Ave. Okay, so this is where the call came in. They get a call that a door is open, right? So some nosy neighbor, thinking that they're helping people out, calls the cops. Yeah, well, they helped this person out all right. While responding officers were searching the area, an officer looked inside the home through a window and saw a person standing inside. Again, this is just like the previous story. Why don't they just go up to the damn door and announce their presence? We know they're snooping around, looking through the windows with flashlights, spooking the heck out of whoever's in there. And then they end up shooting the person because the officer gets scared because they see somebody with a gun inside the window. So they're snooping around the property, look with a flashlight, looking through all the windows. Go up to the door and announce your presence. Why is that so hard? Hey, Fort Worth Police Department, we got a call about your door being open. Homeowner, oh crap, yeah, I guess I left my door open. Whatever. I mean, there's ways of dealing with this without pulling out guns and shooting people. According to police, the officer pulled out his service weapon after perceiving a threat. Again, he got scared. He was scared. On body camera video released by Fort Worth PD, the officer can be heard saying, "Put your hands up, show me your hands," before shooting through the window at the person inside. Officers then went into the home and found a woman who had been shot by the officer along with a handgun. Police have not said whether the gun was found near the woman or found in another part of the home. So we don't even know if this person actually had a gun. They didn't answer that. Maybe there was just a gun in a drawer somewhere in the house. And like, oh, there was a gun on the premises. Okay. I can totally see them doing that. They lie all the time. Last story that I covered, they lied about what happened. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they're making stuff up here too. Making it seem like the person had a gun when they really didn't. Officers immediately began to give the woman first aid, but the woman who lived at the home was later pronounced dead. The officer who fired the shot, who has been with Fort Worth PD since April 2018, has been put on administrative leave until an investigation into the shooting is complete. I bet you it's paid. Just like the last guy. He just basically gets to do desk work. Paid administrative leave. So he just executes this woman in her own home and he gets to take a vacation. No other injuries were reported. The investigation into the shooting is continuing. Well, absolutely absurd. Let's pull up the video here. Just despicable. Alright, where are we at? Let's go here. Alright. We're coming up to it. Here we go. So, looks like he's milling around. There they go. This is what I'm saying. They're milling around outside. Knock on the door and announce your presence. It's kind of a shabby residence, whatever. So this is what gets the cops called on you, leaving your front door open. This is why I don't have I don't want to have neighbors. Our property that we moved to here, I intentionally didn't want neighbors. I got a story after this too, along those lines. Snooping around the person's property. I mean, how is this helping anybody?
Put your hands up! Show me your hands!
Okay. Doesn't look like it's in the person's hand. But that's that. Pretty despicable. Just shoot the person through their window. Put your hands up! That's the end. Just gets executed. Executed for being armed and at home. So I made a comment. So some nosy neighbor called the cops in this incident. And, I was just making a comment. Where we live here, on the property that we moved to, I intentionally picked this property because we didn't have any neighbors. All right. My closest neighbors over the hill, I can't even see their house. I did that on purpose. One of the properties in which we lived before, we had neighbors, and we have several children, and at one point, one of our van was in the shop. It needed to be repaired. And so I went to work, and while I was at work, the nosy neighbors called the cops on us. The reason is because my kids were outside playing. My kids were outside playing in our yard. And because our van was in the shop, there was no vehicles in the driveway. And the nosy neighbor thought that our kids were at home unattended. My wife was there the whole time. These cops show up because of a nosy neighbor. My wife was able to deal with the situation. But that's why I don't want neighbors. I mean, what if the cop showed up like this? Just shoots somebody through a window. Just executes them. Absolutely despicable. Honestly, I mean, like I've been saying, I mean, neighbors can be a major liability. If you know your neighbors and they're good people, it's a great blessing. But you get neighbors like this woman had here, you can get executed in your own home by people who show up wearing government-issued costumes. And they can execute you because they're scared. Thanks again for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And take care.